It's a high drive center field. Beer leans back. This game is turned upside down. Pujols into the air. It's deep to left. Taylor's back at the wall. It's 700.
On fly ball. Deep right. There it goes. Soaring into history.
Fastball hit to left. It is long gone.
Hello and welcome to the Swing for Contact Baseball Podcast. Today is September 7th, 2023. I believe it is episode 25 of this. We're a halfway to 50, quarter of the way to 100. Fun times. Shout out to all 35 people that have ever watched us. You got to start somewhere, Noah. That's an important part. And talking about starting, Aden, you got some news on a starting pitcher you'd like to talk about.
Such a good segment.
So it's not just the pitcher. A lot of this is about the organization. So as everyone knows, Steven Strasburg decided that he was going to retire because he's having some more arm issues, and it's a huge mental battle along with physical. And at this point in his career, it's probably best for him to retire. Well, apparently, the team is the one that came up to him with the idea of retiring, and they told him they'd pay him his full contract because, it was a guaranteed contract they signed him to, fully guaranteed. And so that happened, and they were supposed to have that day where they were going to honor him. I think it's supposed to come up in a couple days or so. They canceled that. They are no longer doing the jersey retirement or whatever they were doing, no longer honoring him. And from what the reports have said, it's due to a disagreement. I guess it's looking like they tried to backtrack and they don't want to pay him what they said they'd pay him if he retired, which shame on the organization. That's, in my opinion, that's terrible. That's a terrible look for one of the greatest players in your franchise's history. I mean, pretty much sold his soul to defeat the devil of the Astros. It's like he sold his soul. That
World
that
Series
playoff
MVP.
run.
He was unbelievable. He's your 1-1 draft pick a long time ago. Was the bell cow you hitched your horse to. Now, his contract that he extended with, though, it was an uninsured contract by the Nats. So, I think they have, it's all guaranteed money. They have to honor it. So, maybe they were trying to make a deferment agreement with him.
It's kind of like they tried to guilt trip him into hey man, I mean, we gave you this contract to play and you're not playing. It's kind of what it feels like to me. They're like, can't you do us a solid? And he's like, well, I mean, y'all gave me the contract. I don't know. I just feel like backtracking like the Nationals are right now is really crappy.
Okay. No, we got anything to add on that?
Take him to court.
I'm going to bet that he ends up getting his full guaranteed amount before it's all said and done anyway. But that is, he's one of your fan base's, I don't want to say idol. It's a weird way to say it, I guess. But he's an idol to that fan base in some ways. And, he's your World Series MVP. You had him on the banners and your season ticket program, et cetera, et cetera. So, if you're not going to do that, then that's a really bad look. And that I don't think any star player will want to then sign with you because of that going on. So I think that surely the organization's smart enough to realize that if that's the case, that it's a huge mistake. And hopefully that's not what ends up happening. But definitely something to keep an eye on. Where'd you see that at? Because I missed that, I guess.
Who tweeted it? I'm checking real quick.
Okay. Noah, last time you and I chatted, we talked about MVP candidates again. We did MVPs 2 weeks in a row. I want to know who you feel like is the rookie of the year for the NL and AL.
Well, it's obviously going to be what's his name from Baltimore, right?
Gunner?
For the AL, Gunner. I get him and Jackson Holiday mixed up. And then for the NL, it's got to be Corbin Carroll, right?
See,
Or is he a rookie? I don't even know.
he still has rookie status, so he is still qualified for the for that victory. But it seems like he was kind of low in the polls right now for that, and I didn't really know who stood out as the favorite. But from a talent perspective, you would like. I think he was the early predicted winner.
There's a couple of.
But I think Carroll's kind of dropped a little bit.
Was it Carroll over Walker?
Like
was
in
Walker
preseason?
Preseason, was it Carroll
like
over Walker?
It was like Carroll and Walker were like, okay, who's going to win it? Like,
I know, not in the NL, but the AL, it's probably going to be Gunnar. But let's not get this twisted. If Josh Young doesn't get injured, the only reason Gunnar Henderson was getting he's going to be Rookie of the Year talk was because of the preseason hype. Josh Young was the best. Statistically, they were the same levels of hitter. If Josh wasn't more consistent, because he'd been doing it all year while Gunnar suddenly got hot, but they were close. So I don't care about what time period. Yeah. Josh Young's defense was better. Like statistically, Josh Young was a much better defender. Henderson probably had a little more range, could make some of those farther out plays. But Young also made some of the farther out plays, and when he did make them, he made them more consistently than Henderson did. Like I think Young was the far away Rookie of the Year before his injury, and then the NL is probably going to be Carroll. The AL was interesting though because pitchers are kind of like getting into the MVP area of the Rookie of the Year. Like it's not looking like pitchers are going to start winning as much. Tanner Bebe, I don't know how to say his last name. He's putting together.
That's as good of a guess as I got.
He's putting together a pretty damn good season. I think he's got a 3.03 ERA, 162 innings pitched, or is it? I don't remember. I think it's 162 innings he's pitched. Yoshida's been putting together a pretty good year, even though he's just terrible defensively.
Another Red Sox. Tristan Casas, however the pronunciation is, he's been on a heater lately too. I think if you would have asked me back in like late July, early August, I would have said, "Oh yeah, Young's I think the Rookie of the Year." But obviously, with him going down for as long as he has been, that has opened the door for a Gunnar and a Tristan to make more of a case. Right now, Gunner's the favorite around like a -8, -750, and then Casas is second around kind of like a +900. So,
and I know NL-wise, this guy's going to win it. Kodai Senga has been pretty good this year, and I really feel like it's been overlooked because of how bad the Mets have been.
Yeah, it's really weird for the NL right now because there's not really a whole lot of options because like Jordan Walker really didn't get the time and the stat build up to kind of have a real case for it. Like to me, it comes down to Carroll versus Senga, and I think Carroll's going to end up running away with it, but I think it's kind of wound up being a really kind of a weak NL rookie class because of just some of the guys that didn't get enough playing time. Like Ellie probably would have found his way in the conversation if he had full season, but he's not going to have enough stats to beat out a guy like Corbin Carroll with his extra base hits and I
think Alvarez could have too.
Yeah.
I do think this rookie class, it's so much weaker compared to last year's. We were spoiled by last year's class. That Adley and Julio on one side, Spencer Strider and Michael Harris on the other. Like last year's was stacked.
Know anything to add?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about your favorite organization for a second.
The Cowboys?
I was going to say the New York Yankees.
Okay.
Just a quick tip of the cap, I guess, to Giancarlo Stanton for the fourth fastest player ever to get to 400 home runs. Only
you don't
players...
hear his name in fast a lot anymore.
Do what?
I said you don't hear his name in fast a lot anymore.
That's very true. The only guys that did it in less games than Stanton is Bart McGuire, Babe Ruth, and A-Rod. Stanton is he just played game 1,520. Does Stanton get to 500?
He needs, what, 100 more?
That is how the math
No.
works.
How old is he?
He's 32.
Mm-mm.
I think
don't
he can
think-
do it.
no,
I think if he's getting playing time right now, how much further can his body really break down? Like it's like he's 32 and he's already in his Albert Pujols
I'm sorry, 33.
Oh,
One more year.
hey, there's a big difference between 36 and 37, in my opinion.
There is.
I don't know. I really, because he's got 20. How many home runs did he have this year?
He's at 22 this year. So I just want to break this down real quick in these terms. So going back to his early years in the league, he went 22, 34, 37, 24, 37, 27, 27, 59, 38. And then he got traded to the Yankees, signed that extension, and he only hit 3 home runs in 19, 4 in 2020, shortened season, and then went 35, 31, and he's down to 22 right now. From a games played standpoint, will he have enough games played over the remaining part of his career to get to 500 at that rate?
When Manfred, I know they're trying it in spring training next year. I think not spring training. They're trying it in the minors next year. The universal pinch runner. Once that makes its way to the major leagues in about 2 years, and Stanton doesn't have to run the bases ever again, I think he's got it.
I mean, he's basically a station-to-station runner as is.
But he wouldn't even have to. Like he could jog to first, or maybe if they just have someone jog around the bases for his home runs. I don't know. Like,
I don't want to see that.
That would be pretty funny.
I'll probably stop watching baseball if it gets to that point.
Imagine Stanton just hitting a 120 mile per hour piss missile, and you see D. Strange Gordon rounding the bases for him.
He has a negative WAR currently on the year. He's batting .203. He's has a less than 100 OPS plus this year. He's on a free agent until 2028. So I guess the two questions that I have, is he going to get 500, and will he be on the Yankees all the way through the end of this contract, or do you think he gets moved before the contract comes up?
Well, it is the Yankees. If they pay someone, they don't want to look stupid for paying them. So they're going to play them. Like we saw, what's his name? I can't even remember anymore. He went to the Orioles.
Aaron Hicks.
We saw Aaron Hicks getting playing time for them for a while.
Yeah, that's true. He's played 6 seasons in New York, only has 133 home runs compared to his 8 years. 8 years in Miami with 267 home runs in 8 years with Miami. So there's a very big discrepancy in terms of games played and home runs hit. And I don't know. Him getting to 500 is, I think, a kind of a big stretch. I think it's very doable, but he's going to have to stay on the field, which...
Hey, we all counted Pujols out.
Yeah, but Pujols wasn't going for 500. He was going for 700.
We all counted Pujols out that last season.
That's fair. Fine. I'll give it to you. That's fair. We counted him out. Stan's not 40 and fat like Albert was in that final season.
Lefty killer.
Okay, so flipping gears. A's, the Oakland Athletics. Are the Athletics still the worst team in baseball, or after they swept the Angels, are the Royals now the worst team in baseball? Their records are very close. I'm just curious to see
where
you're at with this.
The Royals may be the worst team in baseball. The Athletics are the worst organization in baseball.
Okay. Right now, Kansas City has a 1-game lead on Oakland. They're 44-97. Oakland is 43-97. So I guess it's a half-game lead technically.
Because Oakland, they don't have a future really. But I guess their farm isn't that bad.
That's the future.
They could make a future with their farm. The Royals, suck. Also, like, they both suck. The Royals have a couple really nice players, but then the Royals farm is like the worst farm in the MLB.
There's no one coming to help Bobby Witt.
Hey, the pass squatch will be back next year.
Okay,
so
fine.
Let's hold off on that. And now they have 2024 Cy Young Cole Reagans because we decided Aroldis Chapman was better than him. He wasn't throwing 99 to 100 with us. I'm just saying. He was maxing at 95. They told us before the season, he's gotten a couple miles on his fastball, and he went from 93 to 95. Now he's pumping 99 to 100 as a starter. Like, what does it take? Are we cursed? Why don't we just go to, like, the Dodgers and offer their pitching development coach, like, $100 gazillion? Like, something. Give him ownership of the Choctaw, like, stadium, like something. Just
now I gotta go bleep that out.
What out? What did I say? I'm so far in the rant, I really don't know what I said there. But, like, just anything. What do we have to do to get someone that can coach, like, and develop our pitching?
It stems from pitching development. I don't think it's a Maddox issue at the major league level necessarily, but there's just getting this next group of guys, like, ready to go. I don't know what the issue is.
It's a throw ball, misplate, throw ball, overplate, ball. 8 ERA. 8 in our last 15 games.
I haven't even talked about the Rangers. You brought it up.
2 for 12 on save opportunities. 7.34 ERA. I'm not even going to get into the home runs because it's definitely, like, more than my hands can count.
Talking about this last series?
I'm talking about in our last 15 games.
Gotcha. Yeah, your hands can't count that high.
2 for 12 on save opportunities. Like, that's ridiculous. The other day, I was like, oh, look, we're one blown save from, like, our save count. We've almost, like, added 10 to the blown save since then. And this is the most embarrassing showing I've ever seen from a bullpen in my life. And, like, baseball is my favorite sport. Football's close, but baseball definitely takes the cake. I can watch bad football. Like, I can watch my team play bad football. I can't watch my team play bad baseball. Like, it is the most embarrassing just stuff ever. Like, I genuinely, it hurts. And, like, I can't wait for the season to be over now. Because watching a bad baseball team play, like, it's not, there's nothing enjoyable about it. I can find, like, something funny in watching my football team suck and watching other football teams suck. I can't with bad baseball. Like, even other teams, I just don't like watching bad baseball. It's just, it's terrible.
Know anything to add on the pessimistic side of things?
Well, I kind of feel the opposite about that because I feel like the Rangers have been so bad for so long that I'm kind of used to it. And so now I can just sit back and laugh after having a really good year and watching it all go up into flames. All you can really do is sit back and laugh. But with, like, football, I'm a fan of the most hated organization in the world. So it's more embarrassing for me on that end of things, but I'm just having fun. I went to the game the other day where y'all put up 9 on us in 3 innings. And I was just having a good time. I didn't even care.
You're hanging out with Pops out in right field.
Yeah, just hanging out. Yeah.
It's like there's no heart on the team anymore. Like, I swear they don't care. Like, there's one person that cares, and it's Marcus Semien. Like, it's just there's no aura on the team. Like, we need there's no aura.
Can we get a definition of aura real quick?
Aura.
Aura.
So, like what? Shohei Ohtani, when you see him, he has aura. Like Fernando Tatis, that what was it? 2021 year? 2020? Like, when you saw him come up and, like, when he made a huge play, like Corey Seager does that, but Corey Seager doesn't bring like that energy, if you know what I mean. Like I wish we had a player that brought that energy and brought the same level of play. And I just don't. We don't have that. Like Adolis should be that.
I was about to say Adolis. Is he the guy?
He was for the first half of the season. Where's Adolis been since then? Adolis has that one walk-off where he pointed to the sky and, like, maybe he was telling God, I'm sorry for my failures this past 3 months. I finally hit a home run that meant something. But, like...
And then went 0 for 4 the next day.
I love Adolis. Like, he's one of my favorite players on the team. He's playing himself out of his spot. Like, it's so hard to see a future outfield with guys like him and Leote right now. Like, Carter's coming up next year. He's going to take left field. Ezekiel Duran is hopefully DFA'd or something. I don't care that he can hit. I've never seen someone make more errors in my life and swing at more balls. Like, if he could just control if he can just control the strike zone, he could be a good player. But he's got the Javi Baez, like, swing attitude. Like, if it's not hitting the plate, he's swinging at it every time. Josh Spores, what happened to him? What happened to June Spores? He had a .6 ERA. He was one of the most dominant relievers in the league. And
People got their book on him.
Don't say they got their book on him. He was terrible last year. They did seeing him. Why did he have this month of greatness just to turn around and suck again?
And why did he not get DFA'd and Glenn Otto did? That's what I didn't. I didn't get that.
Glenn Otto. Glenn Otto.
Go Owls.
He wears a baseball hat that doesn't fit. I can always see the side of his head poking out because the hat's like just flipped over there. Like, Glenn Otto. I hate him.
I'm going to cut that whole, like, 30-second part.
Just bleep it. I hate Glenn Otto. There's 2 people I hate on this earth now. Glenn Otto and Jonathan Scope.
Okay, well, let me try to give you some good news here, Aden. Okay?
There's no good news in life.
Let me just try. Okay? Right now, you get the day off. No Rangers game.
That, so we can get blown out by 20 tomorrow.
No, you get the Athletics at home for a 3-game set.
We're getting swept.
Take care of business in that 3-game series.
We're not taking care of business.
You win all 3 of those. Then you're currently losing the tiebreaker to Toronto, but you get a 4-game set against Toronto where you can overtake the tiebreaker.
Is that in Toronto or is that home?
So
it's in Toronto.
Oh,
so you mean to tell me we have a big situation coming up against Toronto?
Toronto.
You know, the same Toronto.
The team you're racing in the wild card for.
Big situation has absolutely killed us.
Well, here's the time. Here's the opportunity.
There's no time.
Do what the Yankees can't, all right? Like
the Yankees are doing better than us now. The Yankees are fighting to get back into playoff contention. And we're sitting over here holding just the scraps of a bullpen together. We won't call anyone up. We got Ian Kennedy back. Ian Kennedy! He is 39 years old! Who wants Ian Kennedy on the roster?
You take 3 out of 4 in Toronto. Okay. The Guardians, they've rolled over. All right. The Red Sox, they're whatever. Okay. You still have 6 games, or you have 3 games against the Angels.
One more emoji. I'm gonna
3 games against the Angels, and then you got 6 total against the Mariners where you can seriously make up some ground. So this month, there's 3 weeks of ball with the Blue Jays tiebreaker and the Angels and the Athletics, and then you get to go head-to-head with the Mariners for 6 to get back in it.
So
Bro's cooking something up. Hold on.
Let him cook for a second.
3 for 21 is what I'm hearing.
3 for 21.
I am not confident we will win 3 full games.
Listen, this is probably what's happening today. Hold on. Maybe they're at the field. They're at the field today getting some BP practice. Bruce Bochy. Maybe they'll turn it around tomorrow. We're going to sweep the A's. We're going to sweep Boston. And then we're going to go to Toronto, lose 4 games. And then we're going to go to Seattle or wherever we go, lose those 3 games. And then we're still going to have a chance. And then I'm going to get my hopes up again. And then we're going to crush it. And then I'm not going to want to talk about baseball for the rest of the year. And then guess what? I'm going to have to watch my team in the NFL go all the way to the wild card and lose.
Hey, but at least the Hickory Crawdads and Round Rock Express made the playoffs. We've got playoff baseball in Texas. I saw a TikTok yesterday, and it said, when I die, bury me in a Houston Astros jersey because I might just come back, and I almost killed myself right there. Like, I went and got – actually, give me a second.
Oh, do not bring it.
There's no telling what's about to happen right here. Y'all are off the rails right now. I was about to go over the Houston schedule, but I don't know if we got time for it with the way that this is going. Because we have 6 games against the Royals.
God, there's no way.
Okay.
Hey, you're making me cut a lot.
I was so ready to do it. Like, it pissed me off.
Okay, I'm just going to skip the Astro schedule because there's no point going over it, I don't think.
All right, guys, the Immaculate Grid. Are we ready?
Okay, let me ask you this. Last question, we'll go to the grid. Who has the largest impact on their team making or missing the postseason of the teams that are eligible for the postseason? Like, on the Rangers team right now, who has the single most important impact on getting your team into the playoffs?
The most impact?
Who's the guy that has to freaking drop it?
Guy?
Who's the guy that's has to drop their gonads and get you into the dance?
What if, like,
Cody area Bradford, or something?
Cody Bradford as full-time reliever. We don't bring anyone else for relief. Just any relief inning is pitched by Cody Bradford.
Listen, hold on.
You can figure out how to do that.
I'm going to backtrack a little bit.
Okay, hit me.
In like 2 weeks, we get Young back. Okay? Yeah. 2 weeks, we get Josh in.
Yeah.
He heats up, right? So Corey's hot. Josh is hot. Marcus is starting to get hot. Then
I'd say after the Astro series, he's hot.
We get June Leody Taveras back. Heated up. I think somebody in the outfield has to step up. Adolis, he's just going to swing for the fences every time because he thinks he's cool, and it's not. And he probably tore his ACL yesterday, so it's going to have to be somebody in the outfield. It's going to have to be somebody in the outfield for me.
Here's what I'm doing if I'm Chris Young right now. Yeah, he's not. Who is he with?
I think the Royals.
Yeah, I think so.
They just keep poaching off of us, man. Okay, anyways, if I'm Chris Young, here's what I'm doing.
Yeah, hit me.
I'm looking over at the Yankees, who finally did something right. They called up all their young guys. Look what happened. The Yankees are making a surge because of their young guys. You call up Carter. You call up Dustin Harris, DFA Josh Smith, Ezekiel Duran, Travis Jankowski. We're going to keep Robbie Grossman because Robbie Grossman's kind of been hitting recently.
Robbie!
Robbie Grossman.
My dog.
He's not going to be in the outfield because I saw him trip running for a fly ball right in front of him the other day. Like, just face planted on the easiest fly ball ever. So, you DFA those 3 that I just said. You call up Evan Carter. You call up Dustin Harris. You call up Justin Foscue to play third until Young gets back. I don't care if Justin Foscue is negative of a defender. He hits. We need people that can hit right now. Okay? You DFA Will Smith, Aroldis Chapman, Josh Morris, Brock Burke, non-Cody Bradford. We'll keep Chris Stratton for now. We'll keep him for now, just in case.
You're just going to DFA your high-leverage guys?
You don't only DFA. Don't ever say high leverage.
They're your high leverage leverage guys.
There are no high leverage guys. Okay, so where was DFA brought Burke and then file a complaint on him that gets him banned from the league. I don't know, maybe make up a minor situation.
Terrorist activity.
Then you're going to call up every single pitcher that has bullpen work not named Cole Winn, because Cole Winn has like 3 games of being God himself and then 2 games of being .1 innings pitched, 8 earned runs. So you're going to call up any arm that's been doing good in the minors. I don't care if he pitches for the developmental league. I don't care what level he's at. You put him in the bullpen and you say throw strikes. I don't care if they hit swamp donkeys. I do kind of care if they hit swamp donkeys. Just no walking people. Because when Josh Boers bounced a ball to Jonah Heim, a fastball with bases loaded the other day, and the camera pans to Bruce Bochy, and he's like he's done with it. He may genuinely want dementia after watching this bullpen go to work. Like, it's just so bad. So you do all that, like I just said. You've got the 2 outfielders I said to call up. You've got the 3rd baseman I said to call up. Who else? I think that's it. I think you do that and you run with it. By the way, have you seen that guy in single A, the first baseman we have, Noah? Ortiz, who's hit like 32 bombs, and like that's all he does.
All right, I'm pulling up the grid because I think we are officially off the rails enough. All right.
New York and L.A. Noah Syndergaard.
New York and L.A.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we have 2 New Yorks. We have both New Yorks. All right, we'll put Syndergaard.
God, he's ugly.
Did Austin... Who was the first team Austin Meadows played for? Was it the Rays or was he on the Padres roster?
Austin Hayes?
Did I say... I thought I said Meadows.
Oh, Meadows. I'm sorry. You said Rays. I put that with Hayes.
Yeah, was Austin Meadows drafted by the Padres and then traded to the Rays?
I don't remember him on the Padres. I do remember him on the Rays.
Oh, no, I know he's...
Detroit and L.A. Ian Kinsler.
Okay. Did Troy Percival get 40 saves?
I don't know.
I know Francisco Rodriguez did.
Detroit and San Diego. Ian Kinsler.
Can't do
I
that.
did that. I had a Detroit and LA one, but we used that. I wish Vogelback played for the Padres. That'd be a funny one.
Let's see. 40 save for the Padres. We can go with Bell.
Who?
Heath Bell, right?
I don't know who that is.
I mean, we can. I was going to go, like, I can't even remember, Trevor Hoffman or something like that. But, yeah, we go Heath Bell.
Yeah, let's go Hoffman.
York and
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know a single Angels reliever.
Okay,
Me neither.
I'm going to put Percival. Surely he hit 40 at least once, right?
Troy Percival?
Everyone's going to guess Francisco Rodriguez, so I'm going Troy. Oh, that's high.
I think everyone guessed him.
Dang it.
I mean, we could obviously, there's some easy ones for the Yankees. A very easy one.
There's a very easy one. Is there a fun one?
I don't know. I'm not a closer guy. Unless his name's Trevor Hoffman, just because I love his circle change in the show. These teams really could have used Phil Norton back in the day. That would have been an easy.
That would have fixed their issue.
Yeah. Phil Norton in our bullpen right now would be deadly. He's got the better curveball than Will Smith. A little slower of a fastball.
Do you guys have a good Met and Yankee? Because I've got a couple, but
Chase Utley play for the Yankees? Did Chase Utley play for the Mets?
I don't
Who am I
think
thinking?
Utley works there.
I don't think he does either. I don't know why I think he played for the Mets when they hated him.
That's why that's your connection right now is that the Mets don't like him. So I'm gonna put no.
I've got one for San Diego and the New York Mets.
Okay.
Our Lord and Savior Chris Young.
Oh.
I don't know which one though.
Chris Young is gonna be the 04-17 Chris Young, right?
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so good. Sub one. Oh my gosh.
What team?
Padres Mets. As far as I'm trying to think of a freaking better Yankees closer. Oh, what about Rafael Soriano? Did he get 40?
I don't know. I'm trying to go through my list of former pedos and stuff because it's always the really good closers that have something messed up with them like that.
Rafael Soriano, 02-15. Yep, 4%. There we go.
I've got Ranger legend Nomar Mazara for Detroit and San Diego.
Mazara. 1%er. That's a good one.
Detroit.
All right, Yankee and a Tiger.
What? Who we get for New York and New York?
I put Robinson Cano.
Okay.
Which was higher than I thought he was going to be, but it's what it is.
Wait, for who? Yankees, New York?
Yep, Mets, Yankees. I went Robbie Cano.
Let's see. Detroit, New York.
I feel like there's a fairly easy pitcher that I'm not remembering off the top of my head right now. And it's going to take me off. Let's see. Somebody that played with
hold up. He's got a card in 2022. MLB 2022. Granderson. Curtis Granderson.
Yeah. That's the easy one. I'm here for it.
Oh dang, that's a good score.
All right, not the
Tommy Pham was the most
rarity.
Nolan Ryan
this Yankees
Mets
list
Angels.
real quick.
Torrey Hunter for Detroit Angels. Terrell Strawberry for Mets Yankees.
Okay, so the Yankees close. It really is just a list dominated by Rivera. Nobody else.
The hardest one was Detroit San Diego, which we got Nomar. Yep.
Did Houston Street got it? Brian Fuentes for the Angels. Okay, I got you.
Houston Street. What you know about the HSG?
Oh, I know Houston Street Gang. Hey, I stomp on Houston Street Gang. Yeah.
Rest in piss.
I don't know what you're referring to, but
Houston Street, Queen City, Texas, the HSG gang.
You know BB?
I know Houston Street.
BB.
Oh, okay. That's that group?
It's the Haitian flag group that changed to a pirate flag because they got their rep stole. Oh. Hey, man, so you turn this on. It's up.
Can we title this HSG episode?
No. All right.
SS challenges HS.
I'm wrapping this thing up. Last words, Noah?
No.
Aden, last words?
Thank you, 2023 Rangers bullpen, for making me legitimately hate baseball.
All right, let's go.